Welcome to the Forever Better Academy podcast, where you will be given the principles, tools, and techniques to reach the next stage on your journey of self-mastery. Who could you become? I'm your host, Wade Vincent. What if your moment came and you weren't ready for it? How would that feel? How would you feel in that moment knowing when your chance came and it was too late to do anything about it because you weren't prepared? This is Wade Vincent here, part of the Forever Better Academy podcast, and that's exactly what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. So, being ready, right, in the moment. So if you stay ready, you never have to get ready. And this was something that I got told, or that I learned, that was an interesting story. When I was performing, doing gigs all around the country and doing hip hop shows, one of the shows I did was with an artist named KRS-One. And for those of you that know, is pretty much a hip hop icon, hip hop royalty from the sort of 80s and into the 90s. And during this show that we did down in Canberra, which was the capital of Australia, he had this moment when he was on stage and he talked about, if you stay ready, you never have to get ready. And that was like, it was so powerful. It really hit me. It resonated with me because I understood, that there's so much, honesty in that statement. Such a simple statement, but if you stay ready, you never have to get ready. So when you're prepared in the moment, when your moment comes and you're called upon to, step into your greatness, are you going to be ready for it, or are you going to look back with regret? So this is what I wanted to go through today. So basically, everybody here, all of us in some capacity, are chasing something. Something we want, something we desire, be it, to start a family, find the love of your life, become, live the career that you're chasing, develop your, new software and application. Maybe you're looking to start a business or just start a YouTube channel, right? Everybody has something that they're pursuing and has a dream or some sort of ambition. It can be big, it can be small, it can be everything in between, right? Now, I have failed at many things in my life. Like most people, nobody succeeds at everything they attempt. But one of the key things in that is you have to attempt things. You have to take chances and opportunities and take actions towards the things that you seek. They're not just going to fall into your lap. And this is exactly what I mean when I talk about, if you stay ready, you never have to get ready. Because if they do fall into your lap, those opportunities, and you aren't prepared, they are no longer opportunities. They become, lost opportunities or missed shots, missed chances at things that you could have done something about or had, taken action prior to that to be ready for it. So I think like anyone that is pursuing whatever they're chasing, right? I think all of us would like to believe that when that moment comes, and it will, we are ready. We're confident in the moment. We have the goods. We've got what it takes. We're ready. When we're called upon, we can step up to the plate and deliver. I think that's the deep-seated desire, is to be ready and be good enough for when it happens. And I think, the flip side of that coin really is, deep down, I think we could all relate in that, having those thoughts around, are we good enough? Am I good enough? Will I be ready? It's easy to have that outer, I'm the man, I can do this. There's confidence, right? And inside, it's like, am I the man? Am I ready? Can I really do this? Do I think I have the goods? So I think we all sort of have that internal monologue, that struggle between, the two sides, and yeah, the thing to remember is, if you don't take the action to deliver when the time comes, you've created your own obstacles. So you've taken that one element that you can control, which I've spoke about in previous episodes, being, your actions, your ability to do the work to deliver the result you're seeking. You've taken that one thing that you can handle, you're in control of, and you've turned it into an obstacle. You become your own worst enemy. Have you ever heard that saying when someone says, get out of your own way? That's exactly what this is. So you need to get out of your own way by doing the actions, taking those logical steps that are needed for you to get ready when the time comes. And you want to be ready. So you need to take those actions in preparation of that eventual moment when you're going to get your chance, your turn, tongue tied, your opportunity, your turn to shine, right? So everyone gets a chance, at least one. I'm certain of it. Probably many more opportunities, because you get to position yourself where you're looking to go and where you want to be in your life. And like attracts like. You put out the right energy, that the universe will give you many chances, I believe. And it's part of understanding how to train yourself to see those opportunities, right? So once you realize that you can remove that initial obstacle, that first roadblock, the wall that's bam straight up in your face, being that you aren't ready. When you first start looking at what do I want to achieve, what am I after, what am I going after, what's my ambition, what's the goal, what's the finish line, that first initial idea or thought or concept, I can do this, I got this. From there, you need to take action. It's so important to remove that obstacle of inability, right? If you stay ready, you never have to get ready. But the secret is, you have to get ready first in order to be ready, so you can stay there. So everybody starts at the beginning. Absolutely everyone, no matter who you are, where you come from, or what you're trying to achieve. Whatever you want to learn is available and possible for you, and we all start at the beginning point. That's the beautiful thing, we all have to go through the work. No one's born, ready for this. More than anyone else. You might have, an inclination of a natural talent or a predisposition to be better prepared for what it is that you're chasing, or maybe you were surrounded by people doing similar things that were able to give you guidance, and their abilities rub off on you, right? So you have to go through the motion. So everyone's starting at that very first entry point, that ground zero, where you need to do the work to be ready. You have to get ready. That's part of the paradox of it. To stay ready, you've got to get ready first, right? So one of the most crucial things when you look at this is understanding the importance of defining what ready means. This is a thing that's very easily overlooked, because you could say, let's use a YouTube video for example, right? You want to get into broadcasting, streaming video, become an influencer or whatever it may be. In order for you to be ready, you have to learn about your craft. You have to understand what it involves, what it takes, what's required. I have to learn about video, and I have to learn about lighting placement, and I have to understand audio, and all these little pieces that may seem overwhelming if you start and you look right. You're here at the base of the mountain, and you look up the mountain. it's overwhelming when you're at the beginning, because that's a large, climb ahead of you. You've got a lot of work to do. But the beauty is, most people are attempting things, the everyday person, that they're not the first person to do it. So there's already roadmaps and plans and strategies that are already out there for you to discover and implement yourself. So if I stick with the example of scaling a mountain, the ultimate goal that needs to be defined is reaching the summit. We want to get to the peak of the mountain. Okay, so we know that's the outcome, clearly defined. We understand where we're going. Now what do we need to do? How do we break that seemingly overwhelming task into small, manageable pieces that we can take bit by bit in a logical sequence of events that will deliver that outcome and get us to the top of the mountain? So we're not just at the base looking up, feeling like we're never going to be ready for this. So when you understand that the goal is measurable and it can be reverse engineered, this is a huge freeing moment for you. And especially in my case, this has helped me immensely, taking that daunting task ahead of me and shrinking it down to something I can cope with. So if we're scaling the mountain, we would likely need to prepare the equipment, learn how to use the equipment. We would need to learn, understanding topography of the environment and weather conditions, perhaps. We would look at potentially fitness and stamina. So these are just examples coming to me off the top of my head, but it serves a purpose, for the example being, this is how I get ready. Right? You're not going to attempt to climb Everest because you had that moment, I want to climb Everest. You don't just go to the base of the mountain and put your hands on it and start, trekking up it. You're setting yourself up to fail. You haven't gotten ready, and therefore you can't stay ready, because now your moment has arrived. You're at the base of Everest and you have no idea what you're doing. You don't even know where to begin. So if you can identify the first thing being what you're trying to achieve, the outcome that you're looking for, the second thing being defining that as a measurable, what equates to my success? What is that key defining thing that will demonstrate success in the task that I'm setting out to do? So climbing a mountain, the goal is reach the peak. Okay, so how do I break that down? What are the things that I need to do? And these things can take years, right? It takes a lot of time to master a craft and become great at something. So it's important you start now, because who knows how long before your moment arrives. So you take those actions, right? We break it down into small steps that can be reverse engineered. And then from there, we understand from step 1 to step 2, excuse me, isn't overwhelming. It might be as simple as I said, just identifying and understanding the equipment that's required to climb a mountain. Right? That's only a piece of the entire opportunity or the entire goal, what you're set out to achieve. So it's very easy to take that and spend your time focused and learn that craft, master that portion of what you need to do to get you to step 2, which might be, as I said, understanding the topography of the landscape, the mountain, how things are going to change as you scale the mountain, what the terrain is like. Right, so the thing that I feel in the times that I have failed personally when I've set out to do something, the greatest lesson that I truly got from it was probably a two-parter. One being that if I don't prepare, I'm almost certainly going to fail. And the other part being, if I prepare, I'm almost certainly going to succeed. So I've been in positions where I've wanted something and I've had ambition and the opportunity has presented itself and I've been lazy and I've asked for something without earning it and doing the work to deserve it. And naturally I failed. I've lost those opportunities because I didn't work hard enough. When I was a kid, for as an example, right? I was very sporty, competitive. I got into district sports teams, so we'd go through levels from your school into regionals and then into districts and work your way into representing the state with the ambition to represent the country in certain sports, right? And I was good at athletics, and I made it through a few tiers into the district levels and was going for the state level long jump, and I didn't train. I didn't train. Like I didn't put any extra effort in. I just was like, yeah, I have this talent. I'm good at it. I've already got here. My moment's here. I'm gonna compete. And I failed miserably. You had to jump at the time. I think it was at least 5 meters to even qualify to get to that sort of state level. And I jumped like barely 4 meters. I didn't know how far I needed to jump. I hadn't defined what would equate to my success to get into the state team. I didn't train. So right from the beginning, I was setting myself up to fail. I was becoming my own obstacle. I had missed the opportunity before it even presented itself because I didn't even understand what was being presented. I couldn't see it. I didn't understand what would equal my success, and I didn't take the reverse engineering and break down what I needed to do to increase my jump distance or train hard enough and improve my abilities. And I missed the opportunity. I didn't make the state team. I lost it. And that was a perfect example, and these are the things that you can't be so hard on yourself or get down about it, because even in failure there's lessons. Even if you don't achieve what you've set out to achieve, if you take on board what you experienced and learn from it, sometimes it's even greater what you gain from that than succeeding. If you succeed too easily, sometimes you can lose it just as quickly. This is why people say, you can fall just as quick as you rise. If the rise is too quick, the fall will be quick too. Why do you think you see people who, and seems to be very regular occurrence, people who aren't familiar with how money works and how to use money, who win a massive multi-million-dollar lottery and end up losing all the money, blowing it all, and ending up in debt, when they could have had themselves set up for life? They weren't prepared. They didn't stay ready. So when the moment came, they were desperately trying to get ready, and it's too late. You're losing out on the opportunity because you weren't prepared for it. It's exactly the same thing. So understanding that all the work that you can do that can be done beforehand, it may seem painful, right? And that's another thing. If you look at getting ready so you're prepared for when the moment comes, what happens if the moment never comes? Do you consider it a waste of effort because you did everything in your power to master a craft or a skill set, and you become world class at something? Isn't that reward in itself enough? Even if your moment never came. Now, as an example, as I talk about many times, I spent 15 plus years creating music, touring, doing shows everywhere, releasing albums, just having a wonderful career with music. Now, I never made it in the traditional sense of being able to live off it, or achieving a level of fame or notoriety. But I don't feel bad about it, because I had some of the most wonderful experiences. I learned to master my craft. It was an art form that gave me great joy as I worked on things, as I stayed up, countless late nights, just in the zone, in flow, and all I could, concentrate on was just crafting, putting the words together, piecing together songs. How will this sound? What will this instrument sound like combined with this one? Is the mix good? Just, it was a joy. And I think sometimes people get scared that if you do the work and nothing comes of it, it's a waste. But that's not the case at all. There is no waste in staying ready, right? There is no waste in being prepared. Why do you think they call it growing pains? Anything that you do that pushes you outside of your comfort zone, that delivers a higher level than you were previously capable of, is uncomfortable. If it was comfortable, it'd already be within your realm of ability, your scope of what you can already deliver. And you would never grow or improve or become better at something, because you're not pushing yourself into that uncomfortable zone. Growing pains. They don't call it like growing comfort, It's growing pains, right? And I know which camp I would rather be in. I would much rather experience the pain of going through the growth and doing the work, so I'm getting ready, so when the moment comes, I'm on it, I'm ready, I've stayed ready, I'm doing the work, continually making sure I'm prepared for when the moment comes. And if that moment doesn't come, the pain was all worth it, because I became a better person. I became more capable. If for nothing else, I proved to myself what I can do, what I can achieve, what I'm capable of. And that's the most rewarding, satisfying feeling, when you know your limits and you can break them and push past them. That pain is worth it any day of the week. And it's far more, or should I say, far less painful than the pain experienced if your moment arrives and it's that once in a lifetime opportunity and you've blown it because you didn't stay ready. You spend the rest of your life regretting it and telling stories to your grandchildren. I could have been somebody. I could have made it. I had my moment and I wasted it. And I guarantee, if that happens to you, you will spend the rest of your waking life warning others of that trap, so that they don't experience that horrible pain that you go through. Crazy, isn't it? In life, if there's one truth that I'm absolutely certain of, is that we all experience pain. Pain is unavoidable. And I'd much rather it be the pain I put myself through than the pain of not being ready. The pain of knowing I could have done something about it, but I didn't. The pain of knowing I knew this moment was coming because I asked for it, I wanted it, I desired it, I willed it upon myself that I want this to happen, and I took my foot off the accelerator. I coasted. That's far more painful. I promise you. To use that gym analogy, like I often talk about, training and resistance training and weightlifting. It's uncomfortable. It's supposed to be. But I would much rather push my body through that pain and discomfort each day of going through the training than the pain of aches in my body, or disease or sickness or things that could have been avoided, and experiencing, that poor health, then I have to do extra work and work harder that's more painful and uncomfortable just to get back to that baseline, just to get through it, right? Put yourself through it. Put yourself through the pain now. Challenge yourself. Test yourself. Push beyond your limits, because who knows when your moment's coming. I wish the best for everyone here. I wish that you have plenty of time to prepare and you can be ready when the moment comes. Stay ready. But for those of us, maybe the moment's tomorrow. It might be this afternoon. It could be a week away. If you knew 100% without any doubt that your moment had a timeline on it, and in 6 months you were going to be presented the opportunity of a lifetime that you had been waiting for your entire life, you'd be working every single day of those 6 months, because you know that the window is there, it's been defined, and you know you've only got 6 months to be as good as you can be to make sure you're ready. I guarantee, prove me wrong, tell me I'm lying. Tell me that you wouldn't do the work and you wouldn't bust your ass to be 100% ready, and more so for when that moment comes, so you can stand on that podium with absolute confidence, knowing that when your chance comes and you have to deliver, you can do it without a doubt. Not a question in your mind, because you've done it so many times, it's instinct now. Think about all the amazing game-winning shots that Michael Jordan made. How many countless times do you think he's made those shots over and over and over till his arms and legs were sore? Imagine the pain that Michael Jordan put himself through to be the very best. But I guarantee, those 6 championships back to back, 3 back-to-backs twice. That's sweeter than any pain you could ever imagine that he went through to get there. He earned it. Michael Jordan stayed ready, I promised you. These guys at that level, it's not even unattainable. That's the thing too. I want to stress that with everyone. You can have that too. Michael Jordan started at the same level as everyone else. Yes, his athletic ability, his genetics, he had a disposition for the sport. He had a natural strength and ability, of course. It was strategic. You pick the things you're good at and you get better at them. But he did the work, like anyone else. And Michael Jordan, we'll talk about this. This is obviously showing my age a little with older basketball references, but Jordan would often talk about Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley had a natural talent, but didn't do the work. Yes, he was in the NBA. Never won a championship. Could have won championships, absolutely. More than capable. Now, do you think Charles Barkley looks back and goes, I loved playing in the NBA. I had some amazing moments. And now he's retired, too old. He'll never win a championship. Do you think that weighs on his mind? I guarantee it does. That's the pinnacle, the ultimate moment for any professional athlete is to win the ultimate, trophy, the prize, the best of the best. Proved yourself worthy. And that person will never know. Maybe Charles Barkley sits back and goes, I'll never know if I was good enough because I didn't do what it took. Powerful stuff, right? And it's all in your control, 100%. Do the work now. Put yourself through the pain so you can stay ready and you never have to get ready. All right, guys, I thank you so much for being a part of this today. I enjoyed this one. This is powerful. I hope that you get some strong value from this, and it gives you that impact and that sort of shake. If you need that wake up call to realize, your moment's coming. It's coming, I promise you. So what are you going to do now? What work and actions are you going to take right now so that you're ready for when it does? All right, guys, as always, this is Wade Vincent, the Forever Better Academy podcast. who could you become? I look forward to talking to you again next week. Stay safe, have a wonderful Easter, and I will speak to you again soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.